Alright folks, we've got a new set out, a new format, Explorer, so of course I've updated some decks. We're going to try out Explorer, which if it's anything like Pioneer, I really like this for Pauper before the pandemic hit. I got to play it a little bit. I know it's not the same, it's not quite there. Historic has started to feel like it's blurring that line in Pauper of MTGO Pauper, so I want to try something a little bit different. I'm doing a green-black gain and drain deck. I'll get to the deck tech in a second, but I'll show this off now and see how it does. It's been kind of up and down, it's not anything special, but it's fun. So we're going to keep this and mess around with it a little bit. I'll get into some of the key cards as they come up, since I didn't do a deck at the beginning, but then we'll do a quick deck tech on it for anybody that wants to take a look, see what they think. Sure, let's start off with a Shambling Gas. I need to get through my deck quickly and start getting set up. There's a few things I need to change. There he is, Nectar Pod. Since we have Nectar Pod, I think we'll go ahead. I think we're gonna just continue with the plan, because I do want to keep my safekeeping out, because Nectar Pod is relatively important. So we'll attack. See if they put out a 1 toughness creature that's worth more than Deadly Disputing. Alright, so we're doing Cultivates. So I'm guessing some slow, grindy, big creature dudes. I'm gonna have to play my Menace deck and steal their stuff. So let's Deadly Dispute this thing. So there's that. Let's get some more treasures. Draw a couple cards, get some more. It's not quite what we wanted to see, but oh boy, we are flooded on these lands. Misplay there. Played out my creature before my land, but oh well. I'm not getting any drains off of it, so not a huge loss. We are way high on lands, but this deck does have a rather high land count, just because we do have a lot of these new lands. So these are cool because they're going to get me 3 pings basically. So I'll get, with the Nectar Pod, it gets me the entry. So when I get the cool, whatever. I some mono green nonsense. It's gonna rock me, I'm sure. Really need to get. Really need to get deeper into my yard, my deck, and start getting. Still not great. Okay. There we go. Alright, so here's how it works. We're going to get our Blight Priest. We're going to do this, and we're going to get 3 pings right off the gate. So we'll gain a life when this comes into play. We're going to ping him for 1. It's going to sacrifice. We're going to search our deck. Get another one. And then that's going to get 2 more pings because I gain a life and another land enters play. So we're going to just keep chipping away at them. as we play links. And then you'll see some kind of fun things as these things fall through here. Don't need to attack. Oh boy, Scoot Swarm. So I'm guessing they're going to have some sort of life gain here at some point. So they can just two basic land cards. Sure, they're going to Scoot Swarm. I wish I had stuff like this at common. Sure, tons of. So, we can see that we're going to have to put in Suffocating Fumes into our deck, because this is, I think, the second or third time I've come across okay. So let's do Blood Researcher. Get rid of the Scoot Swarm before it becomes a copy of itself. Do these have, or are they already copies? I don't know. Okay. So, we're still okay for now. I'm sure they're going to have some, like, I don't know what, a big, go ahead. Exotic, gain 4 life, sure. Alright, whatever. I don't even know what this is. I've seen a couple of different Scoot Swarm lists. I don't know which one they're doing, but it's pretty tried and true. Just to get a whole bunch of creature into the battlefield triggers. I don't know, maybe they'll do one like I don't know, sure. Resolve them, sure. Yeah, great. Sure. I think this is just like designed to break the system and exactly at that time. Oh, and then they're gonna go to the one that makes things land, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead. So, let's clean something. Put something in there. I don't really understand like pretty, I guess, generic Scoot Swarm deck. Oops. So let's see their big payoff, or they're just going to flood the game with this. Sure. Are they trying to break the game, I guess? I don't know. No, yeah, I think they're going to work for like a super cool screenshot or something. This is where I wish I had Suffocating Fumes to just, sure. Yeah, whatever. If we could have drawn into our vampire thing, we might have got there, but oh well. Sure. Good game on uncontested scoop swing. What do you gotta do? So, I guess I need to put in suffocating fumes. So, that'll be a mental note. We can put that in there. I think there's plenty of room for that. So, unfortunately, we really didn't see a lot of the cards that make it go. And we saw a lot of lands, which I guess lands make it go at some point. Oh, why am I doing mastery? You don't need to see me do the mastery tree. Let's look at the deck real quick. And then, so I modify it off of a standard list, which is why there are red in the title, but it really is black-green. So basically, the kind of the core of the deck is, oh wait, hold on a second, is this the updated list? Yeah, it is. Okay, so core of the deck is you've got a few of your pingers, a few of these guys to get big. They're both vampires, so you can Wedding Invitation and cheat through a dude that can be unblocked. Draw a card. Nectarpod, obvious, as you can see, is the main kind of push with this, with the new lands that allow you to search for lands, bring in play, also gain life. So they give you 3 pings per hit. Jungle Holly gives you 2. Shambling Gas just gives you a little value at the beginning, kind of a speed bump in most decks. Blood Fountain to get creatures back that die because you are, or that get milled away because you're going to use some eccentric farmers. These help you get your sack lands back from the yard, and then you can play more than 1 land per turn. And then also when lands go to the graveyard, you're going to gain land too. So you have it's an extra little life gain outlet that stays within green. There is the new what is it, like Social Climber, I believe, from the new set from New Capenna, that acts kind of like one of the Soul Sisters, if you're familiar with the white deck that has all the creatures that Soul Warden gain you life when creatures enter the play. I just don't think that's where the green version wants to be. If you're doing it, you might as well play white, because white already has that. So this is really more land themed. So the Grove Dancer, the Nectarpod, those are kind of like the core of the deck. And then you've got the Farmer, Herbalist to help out. I think, some modifications. I think if I could get wild cards for Epicure of Blood, that'd be another nice pinger, also a vampire. But for now, we're doing the Researcher. Wedding Invitation might just be too cute and cheeky. I could probably cut a couple lands, go down to 24, and still keep the same type of stuff while giving myself a little bit more flexibility. Safekeeping is kind of protect my guys, but I think that's probably a sideboard card. So when we play best of 3, obviously there's some things that we can bring in. We've got some good, robust ways to solve that. And then another thing that I've been kind of thinking of, and we'll maybe explore this in some videos coming up, is trying to flex the sideboard a little bit. So when I'm doing like 2 main colors, start using those new tri-colored common creatures that turn your lands into any color, along with the thriving lands to give you that 3rd color. So that way, when you're playing, you can have the flexibility of if there's a strategy or a card that's really giving you problems, and you just don't have an answer to it, and you need that extra color, well, you can use those things to get you that extra color out of the sideboard. So, like, for example, in my mono red deck, if I'm playing against something that's just really heavy enchantments and I'm having a hard time dealing with it, running a few of the cards that allow me to destroy enchantments is kind of what we're looking at. So this is serviceable. This is okay. Not great, but okay. just going to do this now. We're not going to get the extra lane off the nectar pod, or the extra life off the nectar pod, but right now we want to make sure that we hit our stuff on curve. We'll bring out a swamp. Okay, another token deck. So, I think if anything were a signal that I should be, if there were any sort of signal telling me that I should be playing sweeper stuff, I should probably listen. So let's do this for now, and then we'll do that, and we'll hold. Okay, so I'm going to play this out first. We're going to drop this down. See, here's the thing. I'm only going to kill 2 of their dudes right now. So we have to wait. I mean, I could have threatened and, bluffed with the herbalist, but I don't think that's where I want to be with this. Okay, lots of creatures. Again, suffocating fumes needs to happen. And what does this guy do? It's going to run another creature. You pay 1, drop that. Okay, let's just drop that stuff. Oh, okay. So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to eccentric farmer. Okay. Then get rid of this. We're going to play with this. Let's see if I can get him to chump block into it. I don't want to keep dragging stuff. So they're going to come across. Oh, Siege going to come under, huh? Alright, sure. They're going to come across with their dudes. Alright, so. But you don't have the mana for it. So they're going to come across with the War Leader. They'll gain 3 life. They'll gain 2 life, rather. And now, ooh. Okay, so I think we just go for the kill here. So we're gonna Wedding Invitation. Perfect. We're going to Eccentric Farmer again. Get the Maestros. same time, so it's not unblockable. Sneak through. So you can kind of see the fun little synergy that you have there. I had this guy coming up too, which even, again, makes it worse. Like, I probably could have put that out there, knowing that I'm going to get a land, right? But that's kind of how that deck works. We had a little stumbling on the first one, but we know some changes that we need to make. But yeah, so let's take a look at the deck real quick. Wait, did I already go through it? I can't remember. Man, I'm getting old and losing it, but we'll go through it one more time. I did, didn't I? That's okay. So you kind of saw this energy there. Again, Nectar Pod, Herbalist gets you a couple extra lands. I don't know. I mean, Herbalist is... sometimes it feels like win more, but sometimes it just feels really good. Sometimes the land count feels too high. I don't know. I think I just need to do a few more reps and try it out. I still don't know about the Wedding Invitation and the Blood Researcher. That was really there because I was playing this in Standard. I didn't have Grove Dancer. It was really just a way to give me some extra life gain. But there is Epic here, so maybe I run that instead. But man, that Blood Researcher, when you get the right sequencing and Researcher and Invitation come out, it makes me think, hey, maybe I should have more of these. Maybe we should consider, a few other things and mess around with it a little bit. Because it was a little bit more prominent in the Standard version. We also had things like Gift of Fangs, because again, we've got Vampire, and then we've got another Vampire here. Could run Rise the Droger that gives you, Druid and Druid to get 2 creatures back from the yard. You've got Return to Harmony that lets you get back an enchantment and a creature. So if you're running, Gift of Fangs, you can use it as a quick early removal, and then bring it back and a Blight Priest and slap it down. So now you've got a 5/4, which is respectable, that you can Wedding Invitation to and take chunks of damage. So it's not like Black-White where you're just really peppering them with stuff. You are going to have, you are going to be able to do that if you get the Blight Priest out. But maybe it's something to push more towards getting in some big beefy dudes. Excuse me. I'm playing those Blood Research through, but yeah, I really like the synergy between Eccentric Farmer, Mills, get you that card back, get you those sack lands back from your yard, which is important. If you have this out when you do it, you put 1 or 2 lands in the yard, you gain another life, and they're each instances of it, which is important. That's why, this land synergy in green-black is really smooth, because it, so every land that goes in, so you mill 2, it's 2 separate instances of 1 instead of 1 instance of 2, so you're going to get 2 pings off your Blight Priest. Nectar Pod's going to get 3 pings for every sag land you play. Same thing with Blood Researcher is going to, balloon up based on those things there. So I think that's a kind of a good starting point for that deck, and we'll do some more with it, I think, and see how it evolves from here. Maybe let's get one more in, since I wasted your time with 2 decks in the same video of the same deck. Oh my gosh, I feel so old right now. We got a few minutes here, so let's go ahead and let's try and get one more game. Let's see how this one plays out. Just have some fun with it. Oh boy. Oh, man, old and tired. Not a good combination. Direct. Yeah, everything we want. out right here. This is good. So let's keep this. We're going to this first. Oh, going against our old course celebrant. Yeah. Awesome. So, play this, play a Light Priest. Now see, they're going to do green-white life gain, and I'm assuming they're going to be putting out, yeah, Moon Dancer. Okay. And they're just going to grow a big dude, which is fine. Cool. So we are going to Nectar Pod. Get this out. We'll get another pin because it's into the graveyard. So right off that, we just got 4 pins. We don't need to attack. We'll hold for now. We want to try and get deeper. We want to try and get to our life drainers before they can get out of control, or we want to get to Feed the Swarm, which I really like as main deck, just because, you know, for me, losing 2 or 3 life is kind of irrelevant, right? None of that matters to me. If I had the green mana, I'd probably, cool, even better. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to play this out. And we're going to Riveters. Let's get another forest. Don't need to attack. Keep our safekeeping up. So let's put that there. Let's put this there. 2 lockers. Okay. Perfect. Alright. So let's go again. So Right, we're at 38, so let's go ahead and we will feed this one on that. Ooh, you know, I probably could have gotten their celebrant and just cut off their life entirely, but I think so now what we want to see is blood fountain, or we'd like to see a blood fountain. And blood fountain. And now we are looking landlocked here, which is tragic. Thank you. We want to see another threat in either any one of our vampires or some sort of blood fountain. It's probably a little greedy to block and do my safekeeping, but it was a line. I probably should have saved it and kept my team to safekeeping, so that was kind of my own fault. So I only have myself to blame. Right? Yeah. So I mean that was the mistake back there. I mean playing team with safekeeping was a little ballsy. I would say bordering on foolish. But live and learn. And we're gonna get to a point where if they get nothing but creatures, we're gonna be nothing. Alright, yeah, I think that's game. I mean, we're still only at 26, but we're going to be taking 12. Be on a 2-turn clock. And drawing land. Like, that was 4 lands in a row. Because I milled one off the top before. I don't know. That was just, I'm going to do this and try and get some lands off the board. Keeps our life stable. gives me another turn. We'll see. I really need, I think, more recursion. So I think for this one, I think we're definitely going to bring back Wander in Death. I think that's an important card. Maybe a little bit more recursion. Yeah. They're gonna. I don't know why they're playing in that order. Well, they can play another creature, so it's not a big deal. Why are they playing it now? I mean, I know what untap to do, but I guess they play another creature next turn. Seems weird. Jeez. 6 lands in a row. Just out of curiosity. Let's see what happens. Sure, why not? And there's a seed creeping. Of course. Alright. So, what did we learn? Yeah, don't get cheeky and try and turn your guy into a removal. That's not what you do with this deck. Tamio's safekeeping, and we save it for the Minimus Containment, and we win that game. So, yeah, my mistake. I lost that one. So, anyway, that was a deck with 2 deck techs, and then tell you what I'll do. We'll give you a deck tech on this other one I'm working on, Super Rough Draft. So here is just kind of a red artifact menace style deck. So basically we're trying to get a high density of artifacts and cards that play well with them. Voltage Surge, new creature, Goldhound, love it. It's got menace, it's got first strike, it's an artifact, you can sacrifice it for value. Helps you get out your Sweatworks Brawler quicker because you got more artifacts in play, so get really quick. And then you get some tentative connection to steal their dudes and come back at them. And then you can Reckless Fireweaver for a little value there. So we got your Synthesizer. I mean, all the, you can see you got really cheap costed creatures. There's really only 7 cards that cost more than 1 mana. Sweatworks Brawler says it's 4, and Tentative Connection say it's 4, but they're really 1. If we steal something with Tentative Connection, we can collateral damage it. I think the deck needs more sack outlets. So I'll have to work on that. But I'm kind of liking how it looks at just some initial stuff. I think we'll get a video of that, so stay tuned for that. But I figure since I already did 2 deck techs on the same deck, might as well give you one extra one, a separate one. So hope you enjoyed that, and come back and we'll get some others soon.